Um, okay, Activision Blizzard, guys. We all love a bit of Activision Blizzard, right? We all love a bit of Activision Blizzard talk. You may remember, okay, that they had this little statement, you see, where they said our corporate mantra is very important to us, and we believe that every voice matters, okay? And the reason that this became a thing, if you haven't gone and watched my videos, my second video, actually, about China got massively suppressed. It got demonetized. It got pulled out of recommendations. I had a bunch of people messaging me saying that it didn't appear in their thing, and but basically, I think it was the title. I called it Gaming's China Problem. I think if you put the words China and problem together in a YouTube video, it just disappears. It just like literally, it's on about 5,000 views. Like even my shit videos that no one watches get like 12. So it's like it's been absolutely fucking memory hold and brutalized to fuck. But whatever, you can go check it out. You can go to the YouTube channel and go check it out. It's not a big deal. But anyway, the reason that this whole thing came up, in case you haven't been following the drama, was there was a Hearthstone player called Blitzcon. Just so you also know, I did an interview with It's Admirable, the Hearthstone caster that withdrew his labor and said he wouldn't cast Hearthstone anymore as long as Blizzard were punishing people for this. I did an interview with him for Deserto. Should be out in a few days. But anyway, they basically, fucking ended up still punishing the dude. The initial punishment was a 12-month ban plus 12 months of fucking prize money just disappearing, stuff he'd already won, a bunch of other shit. So they walked it back. He's now got a 6-month ban, but he will be allowed to compete in the next Grandmasters season and everything else. So they wanted to make it absolutely clear, and they fudged it, and they put this really embarrassing statement out, where their statement was, we want to make it absolutely clear China had no influence. Our relationships in China had no influence over this decision. We repeat, our relationship in China had no influence over this decision. The only reason we're talking about whether or not it's okay to say free Hong Kong is because of your relationship with China. So it's absolute fucking nonsense that they even have the balls to say that to you. And this is what I mean when I tell you, everyone just lies because everyone tolerates lies. We all just put up with it. And we don't do anything or say anything. We just get lied to and we go, oh, I suppose, yeah. But anyway, they wanted to reiterate that every voice matters. Every voice matters. Every voice matters. Every voice matters is what they say. And they want to really hammer this home that every voice matters and every voice matters. Because every voice matters, right? Every voice really does matter. So a couple of stories came up in the news, and again, because Blizzard are having such a fucking terrible time, they're having to deliberately leak the Overwatch 2 announcement, they're having to deliberately leak the Diablo 4 announcement that's going on at BlizzCon. They're just trying to do anything to subvert the fucking storyline by any means possible and start talking about good things again and start talking about good games again. Every voice matters. Every voice matters. So there was a couple of stories. So let's start with this one. Every voice matters, right? So you have a right while you're playing Blizzard games to express yourself because your voice matters and every voice matters and we should all have voices, right? This is a company, by the way, that have banned people for fucking having any vaguely sort of political iterations in their names. But surely they couldn't take an issue with this, but they did. In World of Warcraft, I was playing Classic. I got up to the point where I thought I was going to get a robot chicken, and then I didn't because I was a dwarf, and it's only gnomes that get robot chickens in Classic. So I actually got stuck with a sheep, and it's just not as cool as a robot chicken. So I'm kind of disappointed, and I got mega jaded with the game. So I just stopped playing it because it wasn't a robot chicken. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, I've been playing it, and people have guild names. A guild that you might have come across or heard of, right? Make Azeroth great again. Make Azeroth great again. Azeroth is the world that World of Warcraft is set in. And Blizzard, because every voice matters, you understand, because every voice does matter, they basically made the guild change its name. They made the guild change its name because it was too offensive, you see. It was too offensive to parody a real-life political slogan associated with Trump and the Republican Party. So they basically told the guild they had to change it from Make Azeroth Great Again because it was just too offensive. It was too outrageous. You can see here. Let me get that down here. He was told when he appealed it and appealed it through the Blizzard GM that was on his server, it didn't break the terms of service. Blah, blah, blah. It was just meant to be a fun theme that allowed us to flex our creativity while joking around with each other. Although Make Azeroth Great Again did parody some of the Republican Party's sentiments within WoW, Cogblast explained to me that this was absolutely not the focus of the guild. This was on a server designated roleplay PvP. That means the server focuses on role-playing and player versus player combat. My guild recruitment messages were satirical parodies of Republican talking points using the in-game lore in place of real places and people. For instance, instead of promising a southern border wall to keep out Mexican immigrants, we would promise a northern border wall to keep out the neighboring troll civilization. Trolls are playable, and Blizzard routinely makes references to real people using all of the available playable races, so this was never meant as a slight against anybody. Despite its name, Cogblast assured me that the political views of a player had no bearing on their inclusion, saying, I do want to make clear that while the bulk of the original members of Make Azeroth Great Again are indeed conservative, that was never a requirement to join the guild. We even kicked out several members that were too aggressive with right-wing politics because the guild was a social guild and we welcome all sorts, so political arguments from either side were not allowed. Because of this, Cogblast, unfortunately named, I guess, all things considered, has now stopped playing World of Warcraft Classic because of the inconsistencies in Blizzard's stance on politics, satire, and their terms of service. I've since quit playing WoW Classic for now, at least, in large part thanks to this stupid scandal. When I was playing on that server, we were the only guild not specifically dedicated to role-playing that was recruiting without breaking character, and yet it was deemed not role-playing friendly, which largely is typically meant to be like saying not lore-friendly. It's really crazy to think that even obliquely referencing support for the president through satire is too political in a game where historically you could do almost anything with guild names as long as it wasn't outright racist or something. Gamebite reached out to Blizzard for comment. The comment never came. So all voices matter. Definitely not Republican ones. I mean, we can say that without pretty much any, argumentation at this point. Your guild is too triggering, you see, because even though in the past Reagan said make America great again, Bill Clinton said make America great again, the Orange Man said make America great again, and because the Orange Man, the most racist man who ever lived, the new Hitler, he said it, you can't even say Azeroth should be great again. In fact, the word great is now even suspect. We should probably just get rid of that because, as many people point out, when was America even great, man? When was it even great? Yes, indeed, America has a lot of complex history and a lot of atrocities in its background, pretty much like almost any other nation on Earth. It should be great. We should all aspire to greatness. I think it's okay to use the word great. I think it's okay to say America should be great. I'd like it if America was great. It'd be pretty great if America was great. Don't you all think? But apparently, when you step into the fictional realm of World of Warcraft, and you say Azeroth should be great, that's a bridge too far. That's too far. That's outrageous, guys. It's outrageous behavior. To even suggest that what's going on in real life in a video game should be occurring in a video game. It's too far. Now, China are great. You see. China is a great nation. Blizzard liked China. Blizzard put out a fucking statement through their NetEase partners that they would always stand up for China and they would never allow China to be insulted. That's fine. That's fine. country that's rounding people up and putting them in actual concentration camps and harvesting their organs and forcing abortions. That's pretty great, actually. Azeroth being great, very complicated and difficult and not allowed. But here's the beauty of this fucking fuck up from Blizzard. As I've said many times, the thing with corporations is, y'all go, oh, corporations are woke, man. It's all fake. It's all fake. They just care about money. They just care about money, and they know there's a lot of people with platforms that are projecting how woke they are because of the dirty little skeletons in their closet. Ooh, do it again, Mr. Molester. Tell me about how Donald Trump is bad because he said grab him by the pussy, and then, ooh, there's a new story. Oh, yep, you were a sexual predator the whole time. The lady doth protest too much. Who knew? So that's all good, right? But corporations don't care about wokeness. They don't care about any of the values attached to wokeness. Their value, when it comes down to it, as evidenced by their stance on China, is, well, we have a fiduciary duty to do the best by our shareholders, and that means negotiating complicated relationships sometimes. Death to America. Brilliant. Love listening to you woke corporations. You do business here, you say America's bad, you take money from a place that is violating human rights. You're fucking great. Never change. Never change, corporations. Never change. But anyway, this is the proof. This is all you need to know right here. So make Azeroth great again. Bad, right? But Blizzard, right? Blizzard, they're gay rights, right? They're all about that shit. They love LGBTQ rights. Every time they have a crisis, they make a new character gay. I don't know who it's going to be next. I'm intrigued, actually. I'm intrigued. Who's going to be gay? He's not my cup of tea. I bet a lot of people would like Reinhardt to be gay. They don't really have a lot of twinks, do they? Winston could be gay, I guess. You know? Roadhog's bi, I can tell you that for free. No, Roadhog is 100% bi. That's coming out. Everyone knows that. I don't even follow Overwatch, and Roadhog's bi. 100%. You know, Junkrat will be gay. Junkrat will be gay, and what'll happen is, Roadhog, who's bi, I'll have fucking, tricked him out. Right? Used him, thrown him aside, and now Roadhog's in the mood for Poon, and Junkrat's going to be mega upset about it, and they'll have a fucking rivalry going on. That's what they're going to pull that out next. So anyway, but we all know Blizzard is really fucking pro gay rights, right? Like, we know that. They have to be. I mean, everyone is. Yeah, it is the only stance to take if you're a human. Just let people do what the fuck they want and be what they are and be what they want. This isn't like a complicated issue. If you've got some weird little fantasy sky man, some fucking friend telling you, well, the gays are immoral, and you're going, yes, tell me more about the immoral gays, oh Lord, then you're just mentally ill. Like, it's not a big deal. We just don't listen to people like you because, it's not your fault, but you're a dribbling mess, so it's all good. Problem solved. So, Blizzard, right? They're so fucking pro gay rights. I mean, it's not even a thing. And every voice matters. Unless you want your guild to be called Gay Boys in World of Warcraft. In which case, sorry, controversial. Gay people openly expressing themselves as gay. Gotta shut that down. We're gay rights, by the way. What if a China person saw it? So, public scrutiny of game developer Blizzard's relationship with free speech was already high this week, but it intensified on Thursday when the latest Blizzard story has nothing to do with punishing players for statements about Hong Kong. Instead, it's about the name of guilds in World of Warcraft. Ars Technica received word on Thursday that the Gay Boys Guild, within the recent World of Warcraft Classic fork, had its name changed late Wednesday to the machine-generated gibberish Guild ZFX PK. An email apparently sent by Blizzard customer service indicated that the guild's name change process began because your fellow players reported your in-game name as inappropriate multiple times. Bet they were straight out there ganking motherfuckers. I'm fucking gay, boys. I'm getting killed by gays. Report them. From there, the email cites a thorough investigation that also led to the guild's creator receiving a temporary account suspension. Yes, that's correct. The gay person who founded Gay Boys to celebrate being gay in a video game got banned by Blizzard. Lover of gay rights, supporter of gay people around the world. Look, Soldier 76 is macho and he's gay. We totally get it. We really understand you. So, I do nominate, by the way, if you identify as gay, ZFXPK. Straight be rocking that. It's so absurd. You know what I mean? All my gay friends out there, get that ZFXPK all up in there. It can be like code. Can all be talking to each other in secret about it. So fucking dumb. And again, remember, they totally got a fucking pass when they edited the broadcast for Pride. And remember how I told you about that months before it got... months before it was made public? You know, just unbelievable. For China, for South Korea. What pride? It's only gay pride in the places where it's largely accepted anyway. The countries that have the strange attitudes towards homosexuality, we got too much business going on over there, actually. Yeah. By the way, the Overwatch finals will be held in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Corporations, man, they're a fucking trip. They feed you, they feed you fucking lies with this spoon. They tell you they love you, and then they fucking jam it in you. The fucking, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. South Korean Overwatch League broadcast apparently admits Pride Day festivities. I told you about this. I told you about how I had internal sources. They were told specifically, cut away, don't show the signs, do the edits, like try and minimize as much reference. That person's got a rainbow pin, don't show them. It was unreal the lengths they went to basically try and hide the gay from the Koreans. But they're woke, right? They're woke. Okay? They're the good guys. Don't worry about it. They're the good people. They're the good folk. The two-faced, duplicitous liars that lie for money, they're the good guys. Every voice matters. Every voice matters, unless it's a gay voice, unless it's a Republican voice, unless it's anything vaguely controversial. The most milquetoast, middle-of-the-road, profitable voices matter, and everybody else can go get fucked. You're all on the same prisoner's island as far as we're concerned. We're Activision Blizzard. We like Chinese money. We hate you. I can't wait for BlizzCon, by the way, guys. I asked. I actually wrote off to Twitch after I last streamed, and I said, "Hey, dudes, what do we do for partnered streaming, and like, how do I get involved in like, you know, if I wanted to like co-stream an event?" And they were like, well, basically how it works is, you know, you can apply. Very often people are handpicked. If you want to express an interest, though, we're certainly up for listening. What event would you like to co-stream? And I said, oh, BlizzCon. I'd love to co-stream BlizzCon if that's possible. And they were just like, BlizzCon will not be co-streamed. And that was the end. That was the end of that topic, dudes. Like that one, that was like, it was like literally, BlizzCon will not be co-streamed. Beep. And I think that's probably true. I don't think they're going to allow anybody to co-stream it. There was zero chance of me getting in. But I don't think anybody's getting it because, you know, there's already protests being organized for there. There's already, like, it is fucking bad, dudes. Like, you know, it's going to be really bad. You all must realize this. If you thought the last BlizzCon was a fucking shit show, This is gonna be so unbelievably bad. It wouldn't even surprise me if they like did something like broadcast on a fucking delay or something like that. They are so, because they've been canceling events. You know, I was showing this, I think, last stream. They're like canceling all these other events that they're doing, and yeah, it just seems unbelievably, you know, like I don't know how they're gonna get through without a major incident. They are terrified. If they could cancel BlizzCon, they would. Because let me tell you, the disappointing Overwatch 2 announcement isn't going to cover it. It's not going to make up for all the problems. The Diablo 4 stuff. And the worrying thing is that these 4chan leaks might be accurate now. Because they've had 50% of the 4chan leaks have been proven true. Remember how ridiculous those fucking 4chan leaks were? Remember we fucking sat there? What leaks? There's a YouTube video up. I tweeted it out, but you can go to YouTube. Just type in like Richard Lewis, Blizzard 4chan. You'll get it. I did the video and I was going, nah, these are absurd. These can't be real. Well, 50% of them have come true. So this fucking Diablo fucking 4 storyline sounds awful. So, I don't know, dudes. I think we're, it's going to be a nightmare. Like I say, I think they'd cancel it if they could, but they can't. It's fucking BlizzCon, what you going to do? They got to ride this one out, but they're going to get wrecked. It wouldn't even surprise me if they stopped, like, Q&As and stuff. Like, they've got to do something to minimize, like, how much of a fucking bunch of cunts they're going to look. They're really going to be making it look stupid.